Hey viewers, welcome to another game with Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing a game between EG Revival, as you can see as the Zerg player in the top right, and Liquid HerO, or just HerO, as the Protoss in the bottom left. This is a best of 7, it is the finals of some kind of WCS tournament. Don't actually know right now, but it will be in the title if I can find it. Well, if it is actually available, that information. But yeah, this should be a good match. This was recommended to me. It is an older match, I believe, but I don't really care about that too much, as long as the play is, well, relatable to what we play now. So, and even if it isn't, it can still be very fun to watch. So we are going to see a pretty standard setup, the drone trick there, or extractor trick I should call it, giving you one more drone. And that is excellent. So we are going to fast expand, or at least attempt to fast expand. Forge is going down. You will be walling that off with like a gateway and a cybernetic score or something like that. And then put a cannon behind it just to stop the Zerglings. And of course the Overlords are going to come in eventually, but it will take quite a while. And here we see what you do in the meantime. Yeah, I was a little bit late on that, but you have seen that probably like 50 times already. You harass the drone into not being able to put down, well, what it wants to put down, in this case a hatchery. And, well, by doing so, you kind of delay the expansion and make it harder for the Zerg to do what it wants. There you go, photon cannon, gateway, and a pylon to kind of, well, wall it off completely. And then you have one little gap here for your units to get out of your base, which is exactly what you would want out of that. The probe gets chased by the Zergling, but yeah, the Zergling is not going to catch up. And it has to, well, stop chasing, because, well, as this Overlord very well knows, there is a cannon over here. So, yeah, we are going to farm a little bit more. We are going to get the third base up for the Zerg player, which means that he is now one base ahead, which is exactly where he needs to be. And for now, this is all very, very standard play. We do have the cybernetic score coming up. We do have our first units coming out. First Zealot is out, and yeah, that Zealot is going to be joined by, well, some sentries and some stalkers. For now, it is, however, just that. And we are going to research the warp gates. So I don't know why it's lagging so much. It must be because it's an older replay and they tend to do that. Oh, getting completely caught here. Of course, your Zealot can still do pretty well if it's in a corner, but it will not be able to survive this this onslaught of Zerglings. Too many Zerglings. Well, it did take out quite a few, but there were still many more. So worker skilled 0, and then 4 units versus 1. So that is exactly worth it, because, well, 4 Zerglings is a 1 Zealot, which is excellent for both parties. Yeah, we are going to see the extractors coming up. Not a whole lot of surprises here. Another extractor already down, of course. And yeah, the speed boost has not yet been researched, which is surprising. There you go, finally it does research that. Normally we see that really early on because people want to pressure with the early Zerglings, but obviously you don't need to do that. It all depends on what your strategy is going to be, and in this case we are going into roaches, hiding that roach warren a little bit off to the side, although this is the main entrance, so I guess he just wants to wall that off with 2 buildings, maybe another evolution chamber. If you place that over there, you still have the ability to run through your base, but yeah, there goes the evolution chamber. So he decides that he wants to place it in the front and not get that. So yeah, normally we would see the roach warren go down over here somewhere, because, well, that is what you do. You place it in your own base, and obviously not in this case. The Overlord almost goes down, but it does manage to survive. It doesn't need to float over here, because, yep, there you go. It does get killed by the few sentries that are out. And obviously, if it floated all the way over here, they wouldn't be able to reach. And they don't want to come over here because that is a risky situation for you, because you don't know what's out, and losing four or five sentries, yeah, that would not have been a good thing. So we are going with just sentries and immortals, and immortals really suck against these little dudes, the Zerglings, and that's exactly what you see here. They lose their well, their things immediately, their shield, and therefore they are no longer the powerhouses they can be. Yeah, the roaches came in a little bit too late. Of course, they needed to wait until the immortals were taken down a little bit, and they were blocked by the force fields, but the force fields are no longer available. And here we go. Can we actually get some shots? No, 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 no. The immortals stay alive. Immortals do a ton of damage. As you can see, 50 damage versus armored. And yeah, since these guys have 145 HP, that means 3 shots and you are out. Yeah, that is not a good thing, of course, because, well, roaches aren't very cheap. 10 kills, mostly Zerglings, of course. But yeah, the weapon speed is pretty decent for such a big unit. It's just not great, so that's why he had 3 immortals there. But he already lost one, which is not very great. So he does need to just group up with a whole bunch of units, and of course it would be nice if he had some kind of anti-air to deal with this mothership core, because obviously it's annoying to see this happen. And wow, just walling in all the way, even though there is no attack coming. The attack is, well, kind of retreated, but I guess he just wants to make sure. Oh, there is the anti-air. Hydralisk coming out to get this mothership core. Mothership core, of course, well, a good thing to get. And are we going to get this immortal? Yes, it is going to go down. No, it's not dead yet. Wow, that micro actually saving the immortal. And are we going to be able to keep it alive? It is still alive, surprisingly. Now it died, but it did a lot of damage. A lot more than it should have had, should have been able to. But great micro actually saving that for quite a long time. And allowing it to do that 50 damage over and over and over again. So the entire army died, but there's more. Of course, Zerg can very quickly create a new army, and there are 4 of these spine crawlers out. Spine crawlers will do reasonable against the stalkers. They are, however, not very good against well, the immortals, because they are armored, just like every structure in the game. Yeah, and since they're armored, they take extra damage from immortals. Also from the stalkers, by the way. But stalkers, yeah, hardly any additional damage. They do 4 additional damage with their current 1 and 0 upgrade. So 1 upgrade to the attack. Yeah, so they do 4 extra damage, but one of that gets taken down by the fact that they are armored, because they have armor 1. And so, yeah, it's 3 extra damage, it doesn't really matter. But having 30 extra damage, yeah, that's a whole different story, of course. And as you can see, it's kind of a big fight here. The drones went in on that fight as well, and a lot of units died on both sides. But I think the Protoss player actually came out ahead in that. Well, this is exactly equal. And workers killed, yeah, we do have 9 workers killed, which is excellent. That is exactly the way he wanted that to go. And yeah, in the end, it is all resetting. So everyone, both of them have equal amounts lost. But yeah, keep in mind that the Zerg player has that extra base up, and now 2 extra bases, so he doesn't have to worry about his resources and his units lost too much. And look at that, everyone gets caught behind those force fields. One little roach getting caught, but yeah, that's about it. And while more and more force fields. It is, however, a GG here. He knows that, yeah, as I said, that extra base is up. So he knew that there were already 3 bases up. He saw this one. And yeah, because of that attack, he kind of concluded that there would be a 4th base up, I guess. but he couldn't expand ever. I mean, he needs to go over here, but there is no way he can hold that when there's an army over here. And since this army that was here could be defeated but was resupplied all the time, he kind of was forced to say, well, there are just too many units coming in, I can't expand, and there's no way I can keep this up because this base is getting mined out. There are only very few minerals left. So he decides to GG instead of playing it out until the end, which is exactly the way it should be done. But anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. As I said, this is a best of 7, so on to game number 2. GG.